The Bahá'í calendar, also called the Bahá'í calendar, used by Babism and the Bahá'í faith, is a solar calendar with years composed of 19 months of 19 days each, plus an extra period of intercalary days. Years in the calendar begin at the vernal equinox, and are counted with the date notation of B, with the 21st of March 1844 CE being the first day of the first year, the year the Bab proclaimed his religion. The Bahá'í calendar's implementation has changed over time. Initially the calendar was first implemented and used by the Bahá'í faith and then adapted for use in the Bahá'í faith, with some changes. However, the Bahá'í scriptures left a number of issues regarding the implementation of the calendar to be resolved by the Universal House of Justice, the governing body of the Bahá'ís, before the calendar could be observed uniformly worldwide. Until the 20th of March 2015, the calendar was locked to the Gregorian calendar, with the new year always being March 21st. However, on the 10th of July 2014, the Universal House of Justice announced provisions that enabled the common implementation of the calendar worldwide, beginning at sunset the 20th of March 2015. Since the 21st of March 2015, the calendar is no longer locked to the Gregorian calendar and the new year will start on the day of the vernal equinox. The period from the 21st of March 2015 to the 20th of March 2016 is the year 172b. History. The Bahá'í calendar started from the original Bahá'í calendar, created by the Bab in the Kitab-ul-Azma, and the Persian Bayan in the 1840s. An early version of the calendar began to be implemented during his time. It used a scheme of 19 months of 19 days for 361 days, plus intercalary days to make the calendar a solar calendar. The first day of the early implementation of the calendar year was Nowruz, while the intercalary days were assigned differently than the later Bahá'í implementation. The calendar contained symbolic connections to prophecies of the Bab about the next manifestation of God, termed He whom God shall make manifest. Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Bahá'í faith, who claimed to be the one prophesied by the Bab, confirmed and adopted this calendar. Around 1870, he instructed Nabil-i Zamb, the author of the Dawn Breakers, to write an overview of the Bahá'í calendar. In the Kitab-i-Aqdis, Baha'u'llah made Nowruz the first day of the year, and also clarified the position of the intercalary days to immediately precede the last month. Baha'u'llah set Nowruz to the day on which the sun passes into the constellation Aries. Baha'is interpret this formula as a specification of the vernal equinox, though where that should be determined was not defined. The calendar was first implemented in the West in 1907. The Bahá'í scriptures left some issues regarding the implementation of the Bahá'í calendar to be resolved by the Universal House of Justice before the calendar can be observed uniformly worldwide. On the 10th of July 2014, the Universal House of Justice announced provisions that will enable the common implementation of the Bahá'í calendar worldwide, beginning at sunset the 20th of March 2015, coinciding with the completion of the 9th cycle of the calendar. Before 2015, the Bahá'í calendar in Western countries was synchronized to the Gregorian calendar, meaning that the extra day of a leap year occurs simultaneously in both calendars, so there would be 4 intercalary days in most years, and 5 intercalary days during a leap year. The practice in Western countries has been to start a year at sunset on March 20th, regardless of when the vernal equinox technically occurs. From Nowruz 2015 in 2014, the Universal House of Justice selected Tehran, the birthplace of Baha'u'llah, as the location to which the date of the vernal equinox is to be fixed, thereby unlocking the Bahá'í calendar from the Gregorian calendar. For determining the dates, astronomical tables from reliable sources are used. In the same message, the Universal House of Justice decided that the birthdays of the Bab and Baha'u'llah will be celebrated on the first and the second day following the occurrence of the 8th new moon after Nowruz, and fixed the dates of the Bahá'í holy days in the Bahá'í calendar. standardizing dates for Baha'is worldwide. These changes came into effect as of sunset on the 20th of March 2015. Years in the Bahá'í calendar are counted from Thursday the 21st of March 1844, the beginning of the Bahá'í era or Bahá'í era. Year 1b thus began at sundown the 20th of March 1844. Using the Bahá'í names for the weekday and month, day 1 of the Bahá'í era was Istilal 1 Baha 1b. As detailed below, the names of the Bahá'í months and days reflect attributes of God. William Miller's polemical work against the Bahá'í faith claims that the date the calendar was to begin was 1850 CE, though most sources agree the date was with the declaration of the Bab to Mullah Hussein on the evening of May 22, 1844 CE. The day is one of the Bahá'í holy days, remembered on the 8th day of Azamat each year. The moment of the declaration is celebrated 2 hours after the opening sunset. Months. The Bahá'í calendar is composed of 19 months, each with 19 days. The 19-day fast is held during the final month of Ayla, and is preceded by the intercalary days, known as Ayyam-i-Ha. The month of fasting is followed by Nowruz, the New Year. Ayyam-i-Ha, the introduction of intercalation, marked an important break from Islam, as under the Islamic calendar the practice of intercalation had been specifically prohibited in the Quran. The number of the intercalary days is determined in advance to ensure that the year ends on the day before the next vernal equinox. This usually results in 4 or 5 intercalary days and is unaffected by the Gregorian leap year. Before 2015, the intercalary days included the 28th of February and the 1st of March, so they automatically included the Gregorian leap day. There were 4 intercalary days in a regular year, and 5 in a leap year. Month names. The names of the months were adopted by the Bab from the Du'a-i-Sahar, a Ramadan dawn prayer by Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, the 5th Imam of 12 Shia Islam. These month names are described as describing attributes of God. In the Persian Bayan, the Bab divides the months in 4 groups, 3, 4, 6 and 6 months respectively. Robin Mishai suggests a possible link with 4 realms described in Bahá'í cosmology. The days of the month have the same names as the names of the month. The 9th day of the month, for example, is the same as the 9th month, asma, or names. In the following table, the Gregorian date indicates the first full day of the month. The month begins at sunset of the Gregorian date previous to the one listed, after which time that month's 19-day feast may be celebrated. Weekdays. The Bahá'í week starts on Saturday, and ends on Friday. Like Judaism and Islam, days begin at sunset on the previous solar day and end at sunset of the present solar day. Bahá'í writings indicate that Friday is to be kept as a day of rest. The practice of keeping Friday as a day of rest is currently not observed in all countries. For example, in the UK, the National Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is confirmed it does not currently keep this practice. Holy days. There are 11 holy days in the Bahá'í calendar. On 9 of these holy days, work is suspended. There is no fixed format for any of the holy days, and Bahá'í communities organize their own commemorative meetings. The Festival of Ridvan, a 12-day festival that commemorates Baha'u'llah's announcement of prophethood, is the most holy Bahá'í festival, to which Baha'u'llah referred as the most great festival. The twin holy birthdays are celebrated on the first and second day following the 8th new moon after Nowruz. Cycles. Also existing in the Bahá'í calendar system is a 19-year cycle called Vahid and a 361-year supercycle called Kul-i-Shay. Each of the 19 years in a Vahid has been given a name as shown in the table below. The 10th Vahid of the first Kalaishay started on the 21st of March 2015, and the 11th Vahid will begin in 2034. The current Bahá'í year 172b, is year relief of the 10th Vahid of the first Kalaishay. The second Kalaishay will begin in 2205. The concept of a 19-year cycle has existed in some form since the 4th century BC. The Metonic Cycle represents an invented measure that approximately correlates solar and lunar markings of time and which appears in several calendar systems.